Hello, and welcome back to the Way of Zerthimon. We are now about to learn the second circle of the
In
religion.
enduring, grow strong.
Use. Unlock the second circle of Zerthimon. Slide the plates into the configuration Dak'kon showed you, and a new ring is revealed. The ring carries the same script as you read before, the same geometries. You know the symbols, and you know you can read them. Read the second circle of Zerthimon. So, food for thought. I am not a Githzerai. How would I know the language? Know that the flesh cannot mark steel. Know that steel may mark flesh. In knowing this, Zerthimon became free. Know the tentacled ones were flesh. They relied on the flesh and used it as tools for their will. One of the places where flesh served their will was the fields of husks on the false worlds of the Illithids. Fields were where the bodies of the people were cast after the Illithids had consumed their brains. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why they're called brain flayers. When the brain had been devoured, their husks came to be fertilizer to grow the poison-stemmed grasses of the Illithids. Zerthimon worked the fields with no knowing of himself what he had become. He was a tool of flesh, and the flesh was content. It was upon these fields that Zerthimon came to know the scripture of steel. During one of the turnings, a turning, I believe, refers to as the end of a season or the end of a time. I forget what time specifically. During one of the turnings, as Zerthimon tilled the fields with his hands, he came across a husk whose brain remained within it. It had not been used as food, yet it was dead. The thought that one of the husks had died a death without serving as food for the Illithids was a thought Zerthimon had difficulty understanding. From that thought came a desire to know what had happened to the husk. Embedded in the skull of the husk was a steel blade. It had pierced the bone. Zerthimon realized that this was what killed the husk. The steel had marked the flesh, but the flesh had not marked the steel. Zerthimon took the blade and studied its surface. In it, he saw his reflection. It was in the reflection of the steel that Zerthimon first knew himself. Its edge was sharp, its will the wearer's. It was the blade that would come to be raised against Gith when Zerthimon made the pronouncement of two skies. Zerthimon kept the blade for many turnings, and many were the thoughts he had about it. He used it in the fields to aid his work. In using it, he came to know how it was not used. I apologize, I needed some coffee. Yay, caffeine. The Illithids were powerful. Zerthimon had believed that there was nothing that they did not know. Yet the Illithids never carried tools of steel. They only used flesh as tools. Everything was done through the flesh, for the tentacled ones were made of flesh, and they knew flesh. Yet steel was superior to flesh. When the blade had killed the husk, it was flesh that had been weaker than steel. It was then that Zerthimon came to know that flesh yielded to steel. In knowing that, he came to know that steel was stronger than the Illithids. Finish reading the symbols. Steel became the scripture of the people. Know that steel is the scripture by which the people came to know freedom. Side the plates and close the seal. So there are some parts here that may not entirely be clear. We'll be able to clarify them as we go on farther into the chapters.
I hear your words.
Yes, we wish to talk.
I don't trust the
What is
gift.
your will?
Things I wish to know. I wanted teachings. I have read the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon. I want to speak to you more about the Way of Zerthimon. What did you come to know? I learned that not knowing something can be a tool, just like flesh and steel, if upon encountering it, you attempt to know its nature and how it came to be. While studying the fields of the Illithids, Zerthimon knew the nature of steel and how it could be used to defeat the Illithids. Not true! How it came to be. You have seen the words, and you have seen beyond them. You've come to know the second circle of Zerthimon. He takes the circle with a deft motion. He twists one of the links so that one of the plates slides forth. But strangely enough, the stone still appears intact. Meditate upon this teaching, and knowing of it shall give you strength. You have absorbed it. You shall know more. Study the circle. You still know more of Zerthimon's teachings. Fingers feel the edges of the stone circle. You twist it clockwise, the links clicking until they have settled into a new configuration. He then reverses the motion, resetting the stone. The next circle of Zerthimon is open to you. Study it, then I will hear your words. I will read it and speak with you again. Alright, and what he asked me to study was this. Second circle of Zerthimon, which now teaches me the spell, Scripture of Steel. Now you guys know there is a benefit to learning this. I get to learn new magic. I get to learn Dak'kon's special magic, to be specific. Plus getting a little EXP never hurt anybody. Alrighty, this has been a good short chapter right here. So I will see all of you in the third circle. Oops, wrong button. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.